The New Hampshire primary may not make any Republicans' presidential candidacy, but it could break some if they do not do well. Carly Fiorina is coming off a 7th place finish in Iowa. She failed to qualify for tomorrow night's debate, and Fiorina and her supporters are not happy about it.
Well, it's a rigged game. It's a rigged game. And the people of New Hampshire and the people of Iowa should be furious. Because, you see, the people of Iowa voted, and I beat John Kasich and Chris Christie, and I tied Jeb Bush in delegate count, and there are only 8 candidates left, and yet somehow ABC and the RNC are saying, oh, that vote doesn't count. And the people of New Hampshire should be furious because this is a New Hampshire primary. And somehow New Hampshire is being told, the voters of New Hampshire are being told, no, you don't get to hear from all 8 candidates. We, media executives in New York and the RNC in Washington, D.C., we're going to decide who you get to hear from. That's an affront to Iowans and New Hampshireites.
The RNC says, well, Mike Huckabee and Rand Paul got a delegate too. They were not going to get in the debate, and they dropped out.
Really? Mike Huckabee and Rand Paul dropped out because they got nowhere to go. Rand Paul dropped out because he has a Senate seat to defend. I have ground games in 12 states, leadership teams in 25 states. I'm on the ballot in 33 states. We're going to be on the ballot in all 50 states. And there are a couple guys on that stage who cannot say any of that. So I've earned my way onto the stage. And the voters ought to be furious.
Last night, Hillary Clinton said she is 100% sure that this email scandal will not result in anything negative for her. That's what she said in the debate.
Well, you know, look, I've held the highest clearances available to a civilian. I've sat in SCIFs at the CIA. I've looked at this information that she had on her server. There's no doubt she's violated the law. But there is a doubt that she'll be prosecuted, sadly. This is a woman who has escaped prosecution more times than El Chapo. Sean Penn ought to interview her. And this is the Clinton way. Lie as long as you can get away with it. Say whatever you got to say to get elected. She cannot be president of the United States. And voters need to think carefully because they know the person best equipped to debate her is Carly Fiorina, because I've been calling her out for over a year now.
Tell me where you go from here, from New Hampshire. Where do you need to finish for this campaign to get a lot of steam?
Well, let me be clear. I'm not dropping out. I'm going all the way to Cleveland, because everywhere I go, I get support. And I have come further from further behind. So I exceeded expectations in Iowa. The polls said Mike Huckabee was polling twice as high. I beat him, and he dropped out. I beat Kasich and Christie. I tied Jeb Bush, who spent tens of millions of dollars there. I'm going to exceed expectations in New Hampshire as well, and I'm going to keep going. You see, I've been told plenty of times in my life to sit down and be quiet, and I never have. And I'm running because the people of this great nation are being told to sit down and be quiet and settle for a system that isn't working for them anymore. Politicians don't work for them, the government doesn't work for them, and the media doesn't work for them. The people of New Hampshire are going to stand up, stand with me, and send me out of here with the wind at my back.
And for the Republicans out there who say if you stay in all the way to Cleveland, you're helping hand the nomination to Donald Trump or Ted Cruz, what do you say?
You know, the last time I looked, voters have a say in elections. I didn't think it was up to the political establishment to decide. I didn't think it was up to the media establishment to decide. I thought it was up to voters to decide. So let's let the voters decide.
Last thing, the issue you're hearing most in town halls, that you take a lot of Q&As. You've been here 150 times.
Yeah, I've been here a long time. I've actually worked it the way you're supposed to.
Yeah. So what do you hear most?
Well, I hear all kinds of things. I hear that people are tired of the new normal economy, that people aren't working enough. We don't have enough jobs. We have record numbers of men out of work and record numbers of women in poverty. People are sick of the promises of politicians that never turn into results. People are concerned that this country isn't what it could be, what it should be. And that's why I say to them, citizens, join me. It is time to take our country back.
Carly Fiorina still fighting to get on that debate stage.